here for David and Dawn, actually.
That's who they
There
are.
you go. That's
Welcome,
unquestionably
guys.
it. Hi,
Well,
how are you?
We're
Speaking
doing
of
well. How are you?
Splendiferous.
Talk to us. Don, you wrote the cover story today, and I read it. And tell me about it. I mean, did you cry, right? I mean, because some of these stories that you wrote about.
She's a journalist. She's not allowed to cry.
I cry all the
no
time.
crying,
Oh,
Dawn.
actually, that's a good
There's
question.
lots of crying.
Well,
in
no, but
journals.
some of those stories that you, especially the first story with the guy with the bone problem.
Yeah.
Horrible. Tell us about
Oh, man.
what you wrote about.
I suddenly forgot
Healthcare.
what he had. The fibrodysplasia.
if you can
I
remember
think.
how
Oh
to
yes,
pronounce it,
only
fine.
18,000 people in the country have it though, so you don't learn it in
Right.
you don't learn it in med school.
He's
So
very
he-
fragile.
He's a young man under 30 that I met. Closer? Far?
Yes, you have
Okay.
to stand properly.
Okay.
Don't vibrate.
And he, because of his rare condition, he can't get private insurance. It's way too expensive. Like it would be 20 grand a year,
Right.
and he's not eligible for Medicaid.
And he can't work because of
And
his
he-
condition.
exactly, exactly.
Now I lost the Medicaid portion of that though. He lost the Medicaid because he had too many claims against the Medicaid, or because he turned over 23.
He turned 18 and lost.
Got
it.
off his parents.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then now there's an issue with the claim because he didn't break his femur, he broke his knee, he
Right,
broke his
right.
kneecap or something, some ridiculous
Yeah.
red tape.
It wasn't
bureaucracy
serious enough
crap.
for. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, embellish on this story a little bit. What did you, in your investigative reporting, what did you find out with healthcare? Because you went in detail about insurance companies and the government and health insurance. What did you discover?
Well, having been through it myself, it wasn't. My story's in there too. How I was out of college when I was under my parents' insurance, and I got an injury, and
Well, you
I
hold on
didn't
a
go to the
second.
doctor,
This is
so-
you need to do a public service announcement against
High heel flip flops.
high-heeled foam flip-flops and
flip
stairs.
flops very
Did you
dangerous.
do a little,
Yeah,
hello?
no.
Little libations prior to that? Fall down the stairs?
It would have been less painful had that been the case, but no, it was. I took it straight.
But so for personal experience, you
Right,
experienced all
I've
this and
experienced,
beat your head
and-
against the wall and
Yeah. But so in doing the research, some of the good things that I did discover was that there are options out there, such as charitable clinics, like the Judeo Health. I profiled them in there,
Yes.
and that's run on private donations. They don't take any government funding. And
wow,
so-
that's great.
Yeah.
And Michael Moore's out there making a big splash about it as well. I mean,
He is.
there something
His
going on
movie,
there?
he covered it across the board, from people who are insured through work or whatever, and their claims aren't being covered, to people who just can't afford to be covered. And he went.
Don't have the insurance. You know what?
But
it's-
if you want to read some of the stories that Don wrote
It's really
about.
kind of sad, actually, to be honest with you, that we're in such a state of disarray when it comes to our health care and all that kind of stuff. for our-
Right. It's the the basic. Our health is the most our basic human
Right.
right.
David, what are some of your thoughts on
Yeah, and
health
Well, I
how
mean,
does
insurance?
the Creative Loafing.
Well, I mean, we knew that that Sicko would be getting a lot of attention this week, and one of the issues that and listening to Dawn's story and some of the people that she discovered, I think it was important to sort of look at two things. One, that maybe the stereotype of someone who's lacking health care is maybe the elderly, a minority, not
Right.
an able-bodied 20-something who doesn't have insurance for no particular good reason, or a not so able-bodied guy like the guy that we just were talking
Ben.
about. People, and many in the age group of people that read our paper, can find themselves in that boat. But the other part of that, which I think is important, as Don said, is that if you are in that boat, this story offers you a little bit of insight into where you can go. If you're uninsured,
A little bit
there
of light at the
are
end of the tunnel?
options. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's not ideal. I mean, I think what Moore's movie is saying is that down the pike, we really have to talk about whether we do think healthcare is a basic human right and whether it should be, the system should be fundamentally changed.
Well, we're
but
one of
until
the
that
only
happens, there are alternatives, and they're listed in the paper.
We're one of the only countries that don't offer free health care, from
Right.
what I understand.
What is the figure in the movie, Don? We're just below.
We're
some,
just
like-
in front of Costa Rica.
Just in front of Costa Rica.
Just in front of Costa Rica. Have you ever been to Costa Rica?
It's a beautiful place. I've
Beautiful
heard,
place, but
yeah.
you don't want to get sick there.
Hey,
not,
David.
It's not technically advanced.
Yes.
Hey,
I'm
David.
sorry.
Did you just call me David?
Well, I was going to ask David a question, but he
David.
turned to me. Besides this event that's going on until Saturday,
Yes.
what are some other things that Creative Loafing suggests we do over the weekend?
Well, we called it Freedom Week because there's both the Pride Parade stuff that's happening not just tonight, but throughout, culminating in the Pride on Saturday. I mean, you're probably going to be talking and have been talking about some of those events, but I'm particularly looking forward to the one tomorrow night, which is Laughter in Paradise with Michelle Ballin, who's a hilarious comedian, and some other gay and lesbian and transgender comedians. But we also run down what's happening next Wednesday, the other big freedom event, and it's also Tampa Independent Business Association's Celebrate Your Independence Week, which is the week in which independent businesses sort of are encouraging you to come out. It kicks off Saturday at Nature's Harvest Market with a big festival celebrating all these businesses.
Oh, that's down in South Tampa, right?
Yeah,
Nature's Harvest.
it's on MacDill. Great place. They're going to have all your independent businesses in one place.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just for the record, you did mention the comedy profile that's going on, or the comedy routine and everything like that down at the Bay Borough campus.
And they're up next.
We've got two guys coming
Ian
on.
Harvey's coming on.
Yeah, cool.
Is his partner going to make it by any chance there, Piotrowski?
Yeah, they're both
All right,
coming.
great.
Thank you very much for coming on tonight. This is in your neck of the woods anyways, right?
More or
So
less.
that's
I'm
stop
gonna-
on your way
You
home.
got to go all the way back to Tampa?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's nice to visit every once in a while.
You got to get over here more often. Yeah.